Alright guys, Scared Cat here. I'm going to start a insanity playthrough of Mass Effect 2. This will just be part 1. I'm going to be doing a Paragon playthrough. I will also be doing Genesis. I'm going to be going over some of the options. I know that a lot of people who played Mass Effect 2 actually did not play Mass Effect 1, although I do highly recommend that you go back and play it as always, but um, I know that the games are very different and the progression in both games is different, so I will be going over some things in Mass Effect 1 during the Genesis that you may have missed, and if you maybe want to go back and kind of change them or play Mass Effect 1, you can. It's totally up to you, but I'm going to get right into this now, and we're just going to get started. Alright, as I did say, guys, we are going to be playing on Insanity. Just going to make sure all this stuff is correct. Looks good. Every time I see that opener, I get tingles. Love this game.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
And still, it's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending him to fight Geth. Geth. We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow him. He's a hero, a bloody icon. But he's just one man. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose him.
Disengaging FTL drives. Emission sinks active. Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Presley!
Kinetic barriers down. Multiple hull breaches. Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
So that's a prompt right there, guys. If you do have the save simulated, you will see Liara here instead of Ashley. Just a heads up.
Shepard!
Distress beacon is ready for launch.
Will the Alliance get here in time?
Obviously, guys, the higher on the right side of the wheel is more Paragon, so if you want Paragon, which I am doing a Paragon playthrough for this Insanity playthrough, pick the higher right.
The Alliance won't abandon us. We just need to hold on. Get everyone onto the escape shuttle.
Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't evacuate. I'm not leaving either.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttle. I'll take care of Joker.
Shepard,
Liara, go. Now.
aye aye. Everybody in! Go, go, go!
Brutal. If you ask me, guys, I think this is one of the greatest openings in video game history. I really love this opening just because they don't overwhelm you with stuff. It's only movement. All you need to know is movement. If you're on controller or K&M, all you need to know is turn with your mouse and you use the WSD keys to turn your character, or you turn with your sticks. That's all you need to know. I love the space opening too. You can really see the planet, kind of, I guess you'd say. You can also knock these chairs around a little bit, which I do like as well. Very realistic gravity. You can hear his breathing too. It's pretty intense. Love it, love it.
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
The Normandy's lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack. Watch the arm.
No. No! That's so sick, though. What an awesome opener. It never fails to amaze me. Such a great opener. It's such a shame that they ruined the opening of 3. I mean, I wouldn't call it ruined, but
Just another routine mission. Why do they always say that before a mission? Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make, the paths you choose, that turn the routine into anything but. Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission, answering a distress call. And look where that got me. We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't explain. And whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Caden Olenko. A good kid, loyal, by the book, with a talent for biotics. We came across the lone survivor of the patrol, Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. A soldier to the core. Tough, disciplined, ready to take on whatever came her way. Ashley joined up with us and took us to the spot where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it. The ship. Like nothing I'd ever seen. It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it as it blasted away. We followed the path of destruction to an artifact, a beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Chief Williams made the mistake of getting too close. It hit her with some type of energy. I grabbed her and threw her out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move. Could barely breathe.
Very iconic
Everything
scene
went black.
in Mass Effect 1.
And then I saw something. A vision. Dream. Nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Adina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the Council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat. As was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime, and there was some evidence to suggest that the ship was connected to Saren. But even Adina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel Security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren, and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest-looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just a brute. It was his intel that led to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named Tali. A tech expert with a knack for hacking, she'd procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tali's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and that the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans, then disappearing back through the mass relays to dark space, leaving no trace they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions. But not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I would need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a direction. Liara, a Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species. Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant. Ashley was a little concerned about the connection.
I love how they
shared
start with the
Liara.
romance.
As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission.
So guys, really your decision here. If you are using the comic, you can decide whether you want to romance Asher or Liara. Most of the time, when I use the comic, I just pick mission comes first. It really doesn't matter. It's totally your decision who you decide to romance at the end of the day. I mean, I like Liara better, and at the end of the day, when it comes down to Mass Effect 3, Shepard really does. The storyline unfolds better if you romance Liara, in my opinion. The Ash romance is alright. I mean, it's fine. The reason why I like the Ash romance a little better, like, the positives of it are she kind of like really, the connection between Ash and Shepard at the end is really good. At the end of 3 is really good. But it's the same way with Liara, so I mean, I'm just going to choose Liara for this playthrough.
I told Liara about how I felt. Apparently she'd felt it too. But we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission.
So you get that anyway,
Finding Saren.
with whatever option you choose.
Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead, Benezia. Saren had taken her to Novarian, where he'd enslaved a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni Queen. The Queen's drones were everywhere, and they weren't happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone. With the information, I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms. And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni Queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before.
Alright guys, so for this decision, in Mass Effect 2 itself, it's not affected really. There's only really one part where it's affected, and it's on Ilium, and you kinda talk to the Sasari that is controlled by the Rachni, and she just thanks you if you save her. In Mass Effect 3, it is very relevant. So there's a decision, if you make the decision to save the Queen, obviously you save her if you're Paragon, right, and kill her if you're Renegade, but if you make the decision to save the Queen, you actually get more points towards galactic readiness because she is in Mass Effect 3, and you have to save her in Mass Effect 3 as well. And if you save the original Queen, she actually is able to deny the Reaper's control. And when she denies the Reaper's control, you get a lot of galactic readiness. It's actually more than Grunt's squad in Mass Effect 3. There are spoilers, guys, by the way. I should have said that in the beginning. But I am doing a Paragon playthrough, so I am going to choose to save the Queen. Also, you will have access to these add-ons, guys, if you do play the Legendary version, or if you're just playing the original version. You have access to these add-ons, so I do highly recommend a Paragon playthrough. Save the Queen. It gives you a lot. It gives you more points in 3 overall, and I think it's just a better story, if you ask me.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. And the Queen was true to her word. She left and took her army of drones with her. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. But the Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base, and all its research. Rex disagreed. Violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down.
Alright guys, so obviously the Paragon option is to save Rex, and the Renegade option is to kill Rex. So if you do kill Rex, it's actually kind of a pain, because in Mass Effect 2 you have to deal with Reeve, and in Mass Effect 3 you have to deal with Reeve. Obviously if you're taking the Renegade route, dealing with them, you're Renegade, so it doesn't really affect it too much, but Reeve's a pain to deal with. Also, another side note, guys, there's a character who spans across the games. His name is Major Kirahi, and he's a huge help in Mass Effect 3, and the Genesis does not cover Kirahi. you cannot do anything about Kiri. He dies through Genesis. So this is something that's actually missing in the Genesis. There's another character named Gianna Parasini that is another huge character in Mass Effect 1 that the Genesis completely skips over. There's a lot more things that I could go over, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to. But I do actually enjoy Kirih, but the Genesis does not cover it. So if you're curious about Kirih and you want to save him, you will have to go back and play Mass Effect 1. But for the sake of Paragon, I'm going to save Rex.
Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship, was a Reaper. It spoke to me, threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split up my team in 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Kaidan with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke, and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign. The Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them.
Alright, so just some minor differences here. If you do in fact save Kaidan, he's actually a more useful squad member, I feel, in Mass Effect 1. If you play through Mass Effect 1, his biotics are more useful. If you decide to save Ashley, she does not have any biotics, so if you want kind of a more competent character throughout the games, I would save Kaidan. He also offers a gay relationship, if you're interested in that, in Mass Effect 3. And Ashley, I'm trying to think, you can also romance her if you decide to save her, but I mean, it's really totally up to you. That's the greatest thing about these games, right? You can make any decisions that you want along the way. I actually usually save Kaidan for the most part. I've actually never saved Ashley in the Genesis, so I think I'm gonna save Ashley this time around. And let's see, what else can I think of here? Yeah, that's pretty much most of it. I could go into more depth, but that's pretty much the gist of it. They're basically the same character, literally. One in male form and one in female form at the end of the day. So
Kaidan was a good man, and a great soldier. But I had to choose, and I chose Ash. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos, a long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate fight, I spoke to my crew. We were just one ship, against Saren's growing army. I assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. Liara saw through my words. She knew I was hurting after Kaidan's death. She could sense my doubts. We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we put our feelings aside for the sake of that mission. But why wait? We gave in to each other, and it was perfect. While it lasted. We arrived on Ilos, close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died, like every species before them. But a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reapers' return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all. We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but heavily damaged. He had caught the Council fleets by surprise, and they were only now regrouping. And with Sovereign as his flagship, there was little hope the fleets could counterattack with enough strength to take back the Citadel. But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Citadel fleets battled Saren's army outside, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He died believing that the Reapers would save him. As I fought to regain control of the Citadel, the Council's flagship, the Destiny Ascension, fell under attack. Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension, and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help them, I would have to put our human alliance fleet in jeopardy.
Alright guys, so if you choose to save the Council, things are a lot easier throughout the games. You maintain your Spectre status, basically throughout 2 and 3. If you sacrifice the Council, obviously if you're doing Renegade playthroughs, you obviously sacrifice them. But I mean, in my opinion, there's really no negative to saving them at the end of the day. So yeah.
The Council had to be saved. They represented the hearts and minds of the galactic community. Without them, the fleets would be in disarray. Even with the Citadel back in my control, Saren defeated, and the Normandy leading the combined galactic fleet, the battle against Sovereign, a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell, but the costs were immense. While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the Council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first counselor was left for me to decide. On the one hand, Udina, the lifetime politician. Ruthless and ambitious, he would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be put in front of him. The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair, but a friend, and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right.
Alright guys, so obviously Anderson is the Paragon option. If you do decide to choose Udina, it doesn't matter because in Mass Effect 3 anyway, Udina is the counselor. It really doesn't mean it doesn't make much of a difference. There's one scene with Anderson in Mass Effect 2 where you kind of go in and you see that he's on the Council, but in 3, Udina is the counselor anyway, so the only reason you're choosing Anderson is for the sake of Paragon, so that's pretty much it.
Anderson didn't want the job, which was a sure sign he'd be perfect for it. No ambition to get in the way. The war was over. The threat had passed. In time, the Council would rebuild itself. The Citadel could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. But none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them. I had to find a way. I gathered my crew, took my ship, and went in search of answers. Officially, the Council would only say I was assigned to cleanup duty, rooting out any remnants of Saren's army. Just another routine mission.
Ugh, such fantastic games. I can't get enough of them sometimes. Dang. Such a shame that the ending was just... The ending of 3 was just such a landmine. Ugh. Oh, by the way, this is one of the coolest loading intros I have ever seen in any video game, by the way. I feel like totally underrated.
The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
I mean, you get to see his like destroyed heart and all his bones and stuff. Craziness. It just goes to show, you know, I mean, it's very unrealistic, right? But it just goes to show, like, one day, what if technology becomes this advanced, you know? We can revive people from the dead. It's just, it's crazy. And again, such a cool loading screen. I mean, it's just awesome. I love it. I love it. Alright guys, so normally I just go defaults here. Again, this is totally your decision. If you do quick start mail, I would recommend custom mail because you get to choose kind of what you want to be. If it's quick start, it kind of defaults for you. You guys know me. I'm a Sentinel fan myself, so I will most likely choose the Sentinel class. If you choose the Soldier class, you get all the weapons right off the bat. I say it's the easiest class to use if you're just starting out, if you ask me, but all the classes are great. The only one that I can say that I don't like as much is the Adept class in Mass Effect 2, but every other one is good. The Vanguard class is not as overpowered in 2 as it is in 3, but in 3 it's ridiculous. I mean, it's like, it's basically delete button in 3, so it's totally up to you. I love using the Sentinel class in 2. I think it's the best one. He doesn't get a lot of weapons to start out with, but you get to choose weapon training halfway through the game, and you can use the AR pretty much halfway through the game, so it's really up. I usually choose Spacer. You get more Paragon for Spacer for some reason. I'm not 100% why. If you choose Earthborn, you get Renegade. It's kind of weird. I'm not 100% sure why they decided to do it this way, but they did, so. Alright, I choose War Hero, usually. You get more Paragon for War Hero for some reason as well. Ruthless is kind of cool too if you're doing a Renegade playthrough. It's awesome. I like Ruthless. I always choose Ruthless for Renegade, but if you want Paragon, obviously go with the War Hero option. Oh, so I guess I get extra stuff. So you can really choose kind of what you want here. Normally, I like armor-piercing ammo. It makes the early game a little easier, or shredder ammo, or even warp ammo. Just any kind of ammo change is good. Most of the time, I just use warp for my main ability, and I never have problems. So, yeah. If you do come to the screen, which you will if you have the add-ons, I recommend armor-piercing, I recommend shredder ammo, or warp ammo. You can experiment with the grenades, maybe. They're pretty decent. I mean, you're gonna be using your guns for combat mostly anyway, so I do highly recommend armor piercing. At the end of the day, it makes the game significantly easier early game. So. Another one of those swanky loading screens, as you can see, that I do enjoy.
He's reacting to outside stimuli, showing an awareness of his surroundings. Oh my God, Miranda, I think he's waking up.
Damn it, Wilson. He's not ready yet. Give him the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity's off the charts. Starts pushing into the red zone. It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. That was too close. We almost lost him.
I told you your estimates were off. Run the numbers again.
Wake up, Commander. Shepard, do you hear me? Get out of that bed now. This facility is under attack. Shepard, your scars aren't healed, but I need you to get moving. This facility is under attack.
Alright, so I'm just gonna make some adjustments here, guys, really quick. My apologies. Alright.
Clip for your pistol. Looks like they set up a barrel. Look out! Keep moving. We need to get you to the shuttles. Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your. Don't take any chances. Stay in cover while you take out.
So this early game stuff, guys, is pretty easy. It's not really too difficult here.
Taking heavy fire.
Again, all you really have is your gun, so you don't really have anything else. Why can I not move these around right now? I'll just have to go over it later. So there's just some early stuff around here, guys. Just some early hackables. You can kind of watch these people die if you want to. I mean, it's really up to you. You don't really need to worry about keeping them distracted. I mean, it's not a big deal. Easy W. You just shoot one grenade launcher shot and you're done.
Hurry! Get to the door. Run!
Oh, awkward. Didn't let me run through the fire.
You're doing fine, Shepard. Head to the next room and I'm front of you. Shepard, read me. I've got them closing in on my position.
So just some stuff in here for the most part. It's just info. If you want to learn kind of about Shepard's medical situation during his resurrection. Hackable as well. Would recommend you come in here though. More stuff about Shepard and the Lazarus Project.
Over 4 billion credits so far, but nobody seems to care that we've gone over budget. I don't know where the boss gets all this money. Maybe it's better not to know. I just wish he'd kick a little more in my direction once in a while.
You get to see how scummy Wilson is. Oh, whoops. More info. You can see another guy get blown up. This is where you meet Jacob for the first time.
What are you doing here? Thought you were still a work in progress.
I just woke up. You probably know more than I do.
Right, sorry about that. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for—
Hostiles detected.
Damn it! Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
Okay, so you can kind of question him here. He offers you questioning later on anyway, so I would just say lead the way.
It's your station, Jacob. I'll follow you.
First step, let's finish off these metal bastards. We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic. Just give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
So the game tries to teach you, you know, how to use your squad stuff. It's pretty easy.
Forces have engaged.
Ready to get the hell off this station?
So here's where you can kind of question him.
Before we go anywhere, I need some answers.
Sure. What do you want to know?
So you can kind of ask about whoever.
When I first woke up, someone named Miranda was talking to me over the radio. We lost contact just before I ran into you.
Miranda Lawson is the station's ranking officer. She led the Lazarus team. It was her job to bring you back to life, no matter what. Should have guessed she'd try to save you. She's not about to give up on you now. You said you lost contact. Could you tell what was happening?
There was some gunfire and an explosion right before I lost her.
She knows how to take care of herself. But I hope she's okay.
So you can ask kind of about whatever.
You said they spent 2 years rebuilding me? How bad were my injuries?
I'm no doctor, but it was bad. When I first saw you, you were nothing but meat and tubes. Anywhere else, they'd have put you in a coffin. But Project Lazarus was different. Cutting-edge technology.
What do you mean? Cloning? Cybernetics?
I don't know the details. You'd have to ask the scientists. But I'm pretty sure you're not a clone. They wanted to bring you back exactly as you were. You're still you. You just might have a few extra bits and pieces now.
If you feel like you want to inquire or you're intrigued by kind of Project Lazarus and what it is, feel free to kind of question him more, but...
What's the quickest way to those shuttles?
It's up to you.
Depends where the mechs are thickest. It's probably best if
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there? Hello?
Wilson, this is Jacob. I'm here with Commander Shepard. Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell? Never mind. You need to get him out of there. Get to the service tunnels and head for the network control room.
Roger that, Wilson. Stay on this frequency.
Let's get out of here.
You bet. We can get into the service tunnels through this door.
Another thing about Mass Effect 3 that I enjoy is you have the ability to roll, whereas in this game, they don't give you that ability.
The whole station is crawling with mechs. I'm doing the best I can.
Impact event. Allied force casualty.
Wilson, find us another route out of here. Preferably one that doesn't lead straight into an enemy squad.
Just keep moving toward the control room. Don't...
So you can come in here if you want more information. Again, feel free to listen to Miranda. She just talks about Lazarus.
Our orders were clear. Make Commander Shepard who he was before.
Shepard, down here! Bastards got me in the leg!
You were there the first time I regained consciousness.
Yeah, that was me. How about we talk about this after we fix my leg?
Should be some Medi-gel in the first aid station on the wall. Hopefully there's enough to get him up and moving again.
Grab the Medi-gel from the first aid station on the...
So this is where they teach you how to use Unity.
Thanks, Shepard. Never thought you'd save my life. Guess that makes us even now. I thought maybe I could shut down the security mechs, but whoever did this fried the whole system. Completely irreversible.
We didn't ask what you were doing. Why do you even have security mech clearance? You were in the bio wing.
Weren't you listening? I came here to try and fix this. Besides, I was shot. How do you explain that?
You're all strangers to me. Let's get someplace safe, then we'll sort out whose fault it is.
Right, Shepard. We need to find Miranda. We can't leave her behind.
Forget about Miranda. She was over in D-Wing. The mechs were all over that sector. There's no way she survived.
A bunch of mechs won't drop Miranda. She's alive.
Then where is she? Why haven't we heard from her? There are only two possible explanations. She's either dead, or she's a traitor.
Then why did you wake me up and warn me about the attack?
Okay, maybe she's not a traitor. But that doesn't change the facts. We're here, she's not. We need to save ourselves. The shuttle bay is only a few...
Alright guys, so
to clear a path to
again, all this intro stuff kind of just teaches you how to use your squad mates' abilities. It's pretty easy.
Okay, we took him down, but this is getting tense. Shepard, if I tell you who we work for, will you trust me?
This really isn't the time, Jacob.
We won't make it if he's expecting a shot in the back.
If you want to piss off the boss, it's your ass, Jacob.
The Lazarus Project, the program that rebuilt you. It's funded and controlled by Cerberus.
Alright guys, so if you are on your Paragon playthrough, always choose the top right options for the most part throughout the game.
I think I ran into Cerberus a few times while I was investigating Sarah. Some kind of pro-human splinter group, right?
Well, that's what the Alliance wants people to believe. But there's more to it. The Alliance declared you dead. They gave up. Cerberus spent a fortune to bring you back. Look, I'd be suspicious too. But right now, we have to work together. I thought you deserved to know what's what. Once we're off the station, I'll take you to the elusive man. He'll explain everything. I promise.
So obviously, you know, if you want Paragon, you gotta be like, I'll never work for Cerberus kind of situation. But if you're on the Renegade, you know, you're kind of questioning, like, what are you after? I think the Renegade options are sometimes smarter, but, you know, I like the Paragon playthrough a little better, so.
I don't care what they did or what you say. I'm not working with terrorists.
You can tell it to the boss, but after we've saved our butts. We're on...
Another hackable here, guys. I missed it.
We've been spotted.
Oh, lots of misses. Oh, man. So normally I go right. You can go left too if you want.
Threat neutralization initiated.
I've got it. Tag!
More hackables over here, guys. On a new playthrough, I also do recommend that you hack everything. You do need credits later on in the game, and hacking everything is the fastest way to get credits. So, again, hack as many things as you can. More information on Project Lazarus.
The damage is far worse than we initially feared. In addition to the expected
Come on, through here. We're almost at the... Miranda, but you were...
Oh! Dude, brutal. Just shot him in the throat.
What the hell are you doing?
I forgot some parts of this
My
game.
job. Wilson betrayed us all.
Even if you're sure, did he deserve that welcome?
He sabotaged the security systems, killed my staff, and he would have killed us.
You sure about that, Miranda? We've known Wilson for years. What if you're wrong?
I'm never wrong. I thought you'd have learnt that by now, Jacob.
Certainly don't lack the confidence thereof.
If you say so. What's our next step?
We get on the shuttle and go. My boss wants to speak to you.
You mean the elusive man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Ah, Jacob. I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get him to join our cause.
Well, since we're getting everything out in the open, is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
So obviously, you can ask about other survivors. Normally I do because it gives you a little bit of extra Paragon. I think it's like
What about
plus
the rest of the
2.
people on the station?
This is the evac area. If they're not here now, they're not coming.
Always be a goody
We
two
can't leave
shoes.
without knowing for sure. We need to go back and look.
Don't you get it? The only one worth saving is you. Everyone else is expendable.
She's right. We all knew the risks when we signed up. Without you, there's no point to any of this.
I've had enough of this station to last a lifetime.
Or 2, in your case. Come on. Before you meet with the elusive man, we need to ask a few questions to evaluate your condition.
Come on, Miranda. More tests? Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The elusive man needs to know that Shepard's personality and memories are intact. Ask the questions.
This is a waste of time. I feel as good as ever.
The sooner we start, the sooner we can be done. Start with personal history.
Okay. Records show you were a spacer kid. Raised mostly on one ship or another. You enlisted and won a medal fighting Batarians during the Skillian Blitz. Do you remember that?
A lot of lives depended on me holding that position. I did what I had to.
However you want to put it, it was damn impressive. I had friends who were there. Satisfied, Miranda?
Almost. Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility, you had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Lieutenant Caden Alenko was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave him behind?
I left a friend to die that day, and I didn't do it casually. But I had to save as many people as I could. Caden gave his life for the rest of the team. Without him, I couldn't have stopped Saren. He died a hero.
I understand, Commander, and I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility had to be destroyed.
There are other tests we really should run.
Come on, Miranda. Enough with the quizzes. The memories are there, and I can vouch for Shepard's combat skills personally.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the elusive man accepts our little field test as evidence enough.
Alright guys, so do rack up as many Paragon points as you possibly can. I cannot stress this enough. Please, if you are on a rare Renegade or Paragon playthrough, rack up those points as early as you can because you do in fact need them later on. If you do have the add-ons, which you will, go to the customization. Personally, I think the best armor is the Kestrel armor. Except the helmet. I hate the way the helmet looks. Normally I just go with the this one, but the Kestrel armor gives you the best bonuses, and it also looks the best. I mean, aesthetically, at the end of the day. So I think that the Kestrel armor is the way to go. There are other options you can choose from the add-ons that look kind of cool. Let's see. I really like the Collector armor. The Collector armor looks good, and the bonuses are pretty decent with the Collector armor. You get a pretty good regeneration bonus, and it gives you extra health. Early game, it's better to use the Collector armor, I think. I've never used the Blood Dragon armor myself, but the Terminus armor is sick. I love the aesthetic of the Terminus armor. Inferno armor looks terrible in my opinion, but hey, it's totally up to you guys. It's customization is totally your option, and as you know, this is my favorite armor, so yeah.
Commander Shepard.
Elusive man. I thought we'd be meeting face to face.
Unnecessary precaution. Not unusual for people who know what you and I know.
So obviously, act like a dick to him. You just hate him, literally.
You might be the reason I'm still alive, but that doesn't mean I trust you.
You need to put your personal feelings aside. Humanity is up against the greatest threat of our brief existence.
The Reapers.
Good to see your memory's still intact. How are you feeling?
You need to earn the right to ask me those kinds of questions.
He's so stiff at the beginning. To the elusive man.
You and I are on the same side. We just have different methods.
Cut to the chase. What are the Reapers doing that made you decide to bring me back?
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. While you've been sleeping, entire colonies have been disappearing. Human colonies. We believe it's someone working for the Reapers, just as Saren and Geth aided Sovereign. You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
So you can question him a little bit. I usually don't, to be honest. Most of these dialogue options are just for extra information. So if you want to kind of get to know more about the characters, you can feel free to do that. But I'm just going to go with the Paragon one.
Nothing you say is going to convince me to trust you. I need more than words.
I'd be disappointed if I could persuade you that easily. Go and see for yourself. I have a shuttle ready to take you to Freedom's Progress, the latest colony to be abducted. Miranda and Jacob will brief you.
So you can ask him, but this is the better option. Do I have a choice?
Is this a volunteer job, or am I being volunteered?
You always have a choice, Shepard. If you don't find the evidence we're both looking for, we can part ways. But first, go to Freedom's Progress. Find any clues you can. Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back. It's up to you to do the rest.
Nice, level 2. Let's go. Making progress. Again, guys, always talk to your squad mates as much as you possibly can. Not only does it give you extra Paragon, but it actually lets you delve into their personalities a little bit, which is one of the best parts about this game, so I do highly recommend you do that.
The Elusive Man is very impressed with you. I'm eager to see if you can live up to his expectations on this mission.
I never got a chance to say how much I appreciated what the Lazarus Project did for me.
I just hope it was worth it. A lot of people lost their lives on that station.
We have to work together here. Your attitude isn't helping anything.
I have the utmost respect for your abilities, Shepard. It's your motivations that concern me. I believe in what Cerberus stands for. Only time will tell if you prove to be an asset or a liability to our cause.
So Miranda's pretty standoffish at the beginning, but you warm her up a little bit. I recommend going from the bottom up on this dialogue wheel to get the maximum Paragon. That's what I've always done, and for some reason I always get the maximum Paragon for that, so...
Tell me a little about yourself.
Worried about my qualifications? I can crush a mech with my biotics or shoot its head off at 100 yards. Take your pick.
I was trying to get to know you as a human being.
I'm not looking for a friend, Shepard. Stay focused on the mission.
I'd like to know more about the Lazarus Project from the person in charge.
I wasn't in charge. The Elusive Man was. If I was running the show, would have done a few things differently.
What would you have changed?
To start, I would have implanted you with some type of control chip. But the Elusive Man wouldn't allow it. He was afraid it might affect your personality, alter your character somehow. He wouldn't let us do anything that might limit your potential in any way.
Can't say I like the idea of being brought back to life with a control chip in my brain.
The Elusive Man is taking an incredible risk with you. I just hope his gamble pays off.
What can you tell me about this colony we're going to?
Freedom's Progress? It's a typical human settlement in the Terminus systems. They had a small military force for protection supplemented by mechs and security drones. Average in almost every way, really. Completely unremarkable. Until the disappearance.
Any thoughts on what we might run into there?
A lot of empty buildings and one giant mystery.
It's obvious you're not interested in talking.
We've got an assignment.
I love it.
We can talk about it or we can do it.
So yeah, you get the 12 Paragon. I do recommend you follow that track.
I'm glad the Elusive Man convinced you to join us, Commander.
I just want to find out what happened to those missing people. I still don't trust Cerberus.
Noted. Do you trust me, Commander?
You're a good man, Jacob. But you might be working for the wrong people.
Maybe. But I thought the same when I was with the Alliance. That's why I'm here now.
So you can kind of choose what you want to do. The flow of the conversation works better if you start with the Alliance, then Cerberus, then go to the current mission, but it's up to you.
You said you served in the Alliance?
5 years in total. Stationed all over the galaxy. Even spent a couple of years as a Corsair.
I've never heard of the Corsairs.
It was an Alliance initiative. They hired independent starship captains and used them for missions that fell outside official Alliance jurisdiction. Technically, we weren't part of the Alliance. If we ever got caught, they could disavow any knowledge of us. We were supposed to be free from restrictions and rules. But there was still enough red tape to sink a cruiser. I finally just gave up.
Why did you join Cerberus?
I guess I just got tired of never making a difference. So much of what we did in the Alliance seemed pointless. I thought things would change after the attack on the Citadel. Humanity was finally invited to join the Council, but nothing changed. Politics, bureaucracy, same bullshit, different leaders. Cerberus is different. When colonies go missing, we don't commission a team to write a report to figure out what the hell to do about it. We just go and find out.
Do you know anything about this colony we're going to?
It's called Freedom's Progress. Don't know much else. I guess we'll find out when we get there.
That's all for now.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, guys, let's get this mission started.
We should be there shortly, Shepard. The Elusive Man put us under your command. Do you have any orders?
So again, guys, you always get that extra info wheel if you choose to investigate, but it's totally up to you. Normally, I just continue with the Paragon. If you would like the information, though, it is good. It's good information.
Our first priority is to look for survivors.
That's unlikely, Commander. No one was left at the other colonies. They were completely deserted.
Be nice to find somebody. Anything's better than another ghost town.
Alrighty, so let's see if it allows me to move my stuff around now. There we go. 4, that's fine. Beautiful. Alrighty.
Looks like everyone just got up and left right in the middle of dinner.
Strange. No bodies, no structural damage, and no signs of battle.
Hear that? Sounds like fence.
Strange. Security systems were disabled at the other colony.
Systems engaged. Excuse system failing. All requesting server offline.
Incoming!
Oh, hello.
Shoot them before they take out the shield.
System not designed for specialized ammunition.
Oh, hello. Oh, there's another mech right there. Oh, snap. I forgot that he respawns.
Those mechs shouldn't have been hostile. They should have recognized us as humans.
So early game guys, especially on Insanity difficulty, you die really fast, and you don't have abilities to back up and take down shields, so just a little FYI if you do play on the higher difficulties. Again, hack everything. Get that money, because you need it. Am I seriously missing the ear? There it is.
Up front!
Combat systems engaged. Hostile forces have engaged.
Oh, I missed? I guess on PC the aim is different.
Stop right there!
Praza, you said you'd let me handle this. Wait, Shepard?
I'm not taking any chances with Cerberus operatives.
Put those weapons down! Shepard? Is that... you're alive?
Cerberus rebuilt me, Tally. In return, they asked me to investigate these attacks on human colonies.
You'll pardon us for not taking you at your word, Cerberus.
We're well within our rights to investigate attacks on a human colony. I'd like to know what the Quarians are doing here.
Weapons down, Praza. Whatever's going on here, I don't think we need another fight. One of our people was here on pilgrimage. His name was Vitor. We came to find him.
Isn't that a little strange? A Quarian visiting a remote human colony?
Quarians can choose where they go on pilgrimage. Vitor liked the idea of helping a small settlement. He was always nervous in crowds.
She means that he was unstable. Combine that with damage to his suit CO2 scrubbers and an infection from an open-air exposure, and he's likely delirious.
When he saw us landing, he hid in a warehouse on the far side of town. We suspect he also programmed the mechs to attack anything that moved.
Vitor's the only one who can tell us what happened here. We should work together to find him.
Good idea. You'll need 2 teams to get past the drones anyway.
Now we're working with Cerberus?
No, Praza, you're working for me. If you can't follow orders, go wait on the ship. Head for the warehouse through the center of the colony. We'll circle around the far side and draw off some of the drones to clear you a path.
Make sure to keep in radio contact.
Will do. Good luck, Shepard. See you on the far side.
Alrighty. So obviously play nice. As a Paragon connoisseur, you have to play nice.
Thanks for the warning. We'll take care.
Make activity.
Impact.
Use overload on it.
Oh, my squad mates almost got me killed right there.
Here we go.
So this is where the shredder ammo comes in handy against the shields in the early game. But you can let your squad do most of the work in the early game.
You're done.
One last. There we go.
Oh my god.
Enemy down. Yes.
Plus you can't switch weapons till later on, so you kind of get these C tier weapons early game.
Shepard, Praza and his squad rushed on ahead. I told them to wait, but they wouldn't listen. They want to find Vitor and take him away before you get here.
We should have expected this.
Come on. We can still catch them.
Got it.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot more enemies. I didn't realize. But they're not attacking me? This game's so buggy.
Hurry, Shepard. We're inside the loading docks. Vitor reprogrammed the heavy mech. It's tearing Praza's squad apart.
They did want to get to Vitor first.
Get your squad into cover and I'll open with the loading bay doors.
We'll take cover by the doors. Shepard, you take point. Affirmative.
Right. Take point, Shepard. We'll cover the door.
Rip. Oh! Oh my gosh! Alright guys, so this mech fight is early game. It's a little more difficult, but there's crates you can use and kind of just
This is gonna be one tough son of a bitch to take down.
glitch it out for the most part.
Take out the
Oh, they're both dead? Damn. So it's pretty easy to solo, actually, if you just use this crate, for the most part, so.
defenses online.
There we go.
On target.
Alright, so there's a bunch of collectibles in this area. I do recommend looking around. There's a safe here to hack, and you can get I believe a damage upgrade somewhere, if I remember correctly. Whoops. There it is, right
This is
here.
valuable.
There you go, heavy weapon ammo.
This is your chance to go find Vitor while I tend to the wounded, Shepard. He's probably somewhere in the back of the loading bay.
Monsters coming back.
There is a Paragon action coming up soon, so just be ready for it.
No swarm.
Also, you can do Renegade as well. You get both options.
Vitor?
No, Vitor. Not here. Swarms can't find. Monsters coming. Have to hide.
Nobody's gonna hurt you anymore.
I don't think he can hear you, Commander.
Have to hide. Have to hide. Max. You're human. Where did you hide? How come they didn't find you?
Who didn't find us?
The monsters. The swarms. They took everyone.
Why didn't the colonists fight back, Vitor? What happened?
You don't know. You didn't see. But I see everything.
Looks like security footage. He must have pieced it together manually.
What the hell is that?
My god. I think it's a collector.
I thought the collectors kept to themselves.
They usually work through intermediaries, like slavers or hired mercenaries. If they're involved with the Reapers somehow, it could explain what happened to the colonies.
The collectors have advanced technology. They could have a weapon that disables an entire settlement at once.
The Seekers swarms. No one can hide. The Seekers find you, freeze you, then the monsters take you away.
What happened next?
The monsters took the people onto the ship, and then they left. The ship flew away. But they'll be back for me. No one escapes.
I think that's probably all we're getting out of him, Commander.
We appreciate what you told us. You were very helpful.
I studied them. The monsters. The swarms. I recorded them with my Omni tool. Lots of readings. Electromagnetic. Dark energy.
We need to get this data to the elusive man. Grab the quarry and call the shuttle to come pick us up.
What? Vitor is injured. He needs treatment, not an interrogation.
We won't hurt him. We just need to see if he knows anything else. He'll be returned unharmed.
Your people tried to betray us once already. If we give him to you, we'll never get the intel we need.
Praza was an idiot, and he and his men paid for it. You're welcome to take Vitor's Omnitool data, but please, just let me take him.
So, for this part, actually, if you let him go with Tali, you get to see him later on Tali's loyalty mission. So, Tali does end up joining you later, but I like to choose this option just because...
You don't have to take Vitor and go. We could work together, just like old times.
I'm still trying to accept that you're even alive, and you're with Cerberus. I've got responsibilities now. I've got a mission of my own. I can't walk away from that. Not even for you.
So, play nice. If you're doing Paragon, obviously.
He's traumatized and he needs medical care. Tali will give us the Omnitool data and take him to the flotilla.
Understood, Commander.
Thank you, Shepard. I'm glad you're still the one giving the orders. Good luck out there. If I find anything that can help you, I'll let you know.
We're ready for pickup.
Brutal, man.
Shepard, good work on Freedom's progress. The Quarians forwarded their findings from Vidor's debriefing. No new data, but it's a surprising olive branch given our history. You and I have different methods, but I can't argue with your results.
You ever think about playing nice once in a while?
Diplomacy is great when it works, but difficult when everyone already perceives you as a threat. But more importantly, you confirm the Collectors are behind the abductions.
Why do I get the feeling you knew about them already?
I had my suspicions, but I needed proof. The Collectors are enigmatic at best. They periodically travel to the Terminus systems, looking to gather seemingly unimportant items or specimens, usually in exchange for their technology. When their transactions are complete, they disappear as quickly as they arrived, back beyond the unmapped Omega-4 relay. Until now, we've had no evidence of direct aggression by the Collectors.
So, obviously you can infer if you're curious.
You're holding something back. How do you know the Reapers are involved?
The patterns are there, buried in the data. The Council and the Alliance want to believe the Reaper threat died with Sovereign. You and I know better. I won't wait until the Reapers are on the march. We need to take the fight to them.
If this is a war, I'll need an army. Or a really good team.
I've already compiled a list of soldiers, scientists, and mercenaries. You'll get dossiers on the best of them. Finding them and convincing them to work with you could be challenging, but you're a natural leader. I'll continue to track the Collectors. When they make their next appearance, I'll notify you and your team. Be ready.
Miranda and Jacob aren't enough? How many do you need to keep me in check?
I've made it clear to Miranda and Jacob that you're in charge. You decide who joins your squad. Everyone else on this list was chosen specifically for this mission. They're the best.
I'll do the best I can with what you've given me.
I'm sure you will. Before you go, 2 things. First, head to Omega and find Mordin Solus. He's a brilliant Solarian scientist. Our intelligence suggests he may know how to counteract the Collector's paralyzing Seeker swarms.
I haven't even started and you're telling me what to do?
I'm giving you direction. What you do with it is up to you. I'm sure you'll make the right decision.
All right. What's the other thing?
I found a pilot I think you might like. I hear he's one of the best. Someone you can trust.
Hey, Commander. Just like old times, huh?
I can't believe it's you, Joker.
Look who's talking. I saw you get spaced.
Got lucky, with a lot of strings attached. How'd you get here?
It all fell apart without you, Commander. Everything you stirred up, the Council just wanted it gone. The team was broken up, record sealed, and I was grounded. The Alliance took away the one thing that mattered to me. Hell yeah, I joined Cerberus.
You really trust the Elusive Man?
Well, I don't trust anyone who makes more than I do. But they aren't all bad.
Seth Green,
Saved
man.
your life. Let me fly. And there's this. They only told me last night.
Ugh. Such a great game, dude. I mean, just the pure nostalgia.
I guess we'll have to give her a name.
Man, I cannot wait to see this on the Legendary Edition. It is going to be spectacular, I have to say, guys. Oh, man.
Welcome aboard the new Normandy, Commander.
I've been looking over the dossiers. I'd strongly recommend starting by acquiring Mordin Solus, a Solarian professor on Omega. We know the Collectors use some type of advanced technology to immobilize their victims. We'll need him to develop a countermeasure to protect us.
Without that countermeasure, we'll be helpless if we ever run into the Collectors.
Acquiring Professor Solus seems like the most logical place to start.
Who are you?
I am the Normandy's artificial intelligence. The crew like to refer to me as Edie.
Helmsmen aren't happy when someone takes control of a ship away from them. Especially Joker.
I do not helm the ship. Mr. Moreau's talents will not go to waste. During combat, I operate the electronic warfare and cyber warfare suites. Beyond that, I cannot interface with the ship's systems. I observe and offer analysis and advice. Nothing more.
I'm guessing it takes more than just the three of us plus Joker to fly this ship.
The Normandy has a full crew. They're at their stations awaiting your orders.
Final preparations for takeoff are complete, Commander. When you're ready to go, just pick a destination from the galaxy map and the CIC and I'll plot a course.
Jacob and I should return to our posts. Come find us if you have any questions.
Alright guys, that concludes the part 1 of the playthrough. I do recommend that I'm going to just do some housekeeping things before I end here, but I do recommend that you talk to your team. You get extra Paragon points for it, and it's just, you know, you also get to know them as members of your team, which I like a lot. So, obviously Joker, Miranda, and Jacob are big ones. And you can also change your weapons around as well. Obviously the add-on weapons are much stronger than... The Singularity Projector's alright, but the Arc Projector is significantly better, so I do recommend those weapons for your playthrough. Alright guys, I think I'm going to end there. Thank you so much for tuning in for the part 1 of my Mass Effect 2 Insanity playthrough. As always, stay safe out there, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Everyone have